Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 3 of Always Driving Podcast. My name is Chris, and as always, I am joined with the infamous Edwin, ASAP Perp.
You already know. You already know it's me.
How is everyone today? How is your fine Monday? How is your week? We're going to steer away a little bit from the controversy, considering our first 2 podcasts.
I just want to know if for the most part, I don't see nobody raging at my opinions. Which is wonderful.
Yeah, which is...
Please don't rage at my opinions. It's my opinion. I'll talk about getting offended later, but if you're offended, don't watch. Don't watch. Don't complain, alright? I don't want you to complain because I'm not going to change anything. I'm not about to stop this podcast just because your feelings are hurt. My right to freedom of speech does not start, or does not end where your feelings start, because I don't care about your feelings. Don't watch me if you don't want
to. Okay. Off to a good start.
This will be a long episode, but that's facts. No one's like, that's what they did with Tyler, from banning him from the UK because he would say like offensive, like he would say like faggot in his songs.
Tyler, the creator.
They would get offended if he said like homophobic slurs in his songs, which he does all the time. It's like really dumb. It's like Fantano even made a video to it saying how like BS that is. He literally said those exact words. Tyler's right to freedom of speech and freedom of artistic expression in his music does not start where your feelings, or does not end where your feelings start.
Do you want my cheesecake?
Yeah. So yeah.
Sensational.
Yeah, like just one last thing. I'm just gonna recap one time. If you get offended, don't complain, because I won't change nothing. Just don't watch. Simple. I just don't watch. Honestly, I'd rather you just not watch. Don't even subscribe. Don't even follow me on Instagram. Don't even listen to my music. Like if you have that mindset where you just get offended at my opinions, honestly, just don't even like associate with me. I don't want you listening to my music. I don't want you promoting my music. No.
We're eating cheesecake again. So you're gonna hear that nice thick crunchy noise, and how the coldness burns my gums. Yeah, I said burn. So what? Anyway, we're gonna, as you can tell by the title, talk a little about the Call of Duty franchise. Considering Eddie and I love our days of being fat and going to McDonald's and playing games all day. So,
I still do that, but I just make music. But I still go to McDonald's.
McDonald's is
I love McDonald's.
Religious kind of like experience, like once a week. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Try to be less fat every now and then, but like, you know, McDonald's always finds its way back into our minds.
Life. So, it's like a drug. Honestly, if you haven't started eating McDonald's, don't.
Yeah, don't.
You're
better off without it.
It's so amazing.
And if you have tried it and you're still steering away from it, you're a freaking legend.
Like my friend Abby, she never ate. My friend Abby, he never ate McDonald's in his whole life. He tried a Big Mac and now he can't stop.
He can't stop.
Ah!
Okay.
Life-changing experience.
Let's talk about Call of Duty. Do you want to start with chronological order of what we're doing here, or do you want to start with what's coming out soon?
We'll do that later. I have a lot to talk about that one. It's going to take up the whole portion of it.
Okay, gamers. So, we're going to be talking about Call of Duty Zombies first, which is something that Eddie and I really love playing. Just like, 2 weekends ago? Stayed up until 4. You stayed up until 4. I fell asleep at 3 somehow.
First of all, 4.
Playing Zombies, going for the Rising Easter egg on Black Ops 3, so, you know. Religious, you go for Gorod, and you know you do the Origins and all this stuff when you're on the PS3. So one day I'll tell a little story. If you listen to the last podcast, I'm in summer school for history, so you know your boy gets bored in history. So what does he do? He goes on YouTube and starts watching these videos. And one video that he comes across is, why am I talking in third person? That I come across is ranking zombies maps best to or worst to best, and I'm like, yo. Even though I didn't play Black Ops 1, and I barely played, like, Black Ops 2, like, I played Origins, and I played a little bit of, that War, but, like, that was barely, like, not even in my memory. Black Ops 3 was the heavily religious one, because I was on PS4, and I had that. Anyway, so I thought of my boy, Eddie, and how he's played, you know, Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, Black Ops 3, at my house, World at War. So, what I did is I wrote down this YouTuber's opinions on what the worst map is in Zombies to the best map. And that YouTuber is known as, because I'm going to give credit where credit is due, Tim Hansen. So
You want me to compare my list to his?
we're gonna compare your list. So he gave reasons to why he gave it that position to some of the maps. Like for Shino Numa, no reason. Buried, no reason. Shangri-La Ascension, no. Like okay, so if he has a reason, I'll give it to you. If he doesn't, then
Okay.
we just move on.
What's his worst?
His worst, Transit.
Transit.
And he said Ted drives away all the time. There's lava everywhere, and it gets annoying.
I love Ted. If you don't like Transit because of Ted, you're just dumb. Ted is doing the job.
Free my boy Ted. Ted is working every single day.
If he leaves you, I'm sorry. He has a tight schedule.
Bro, he's trying to make everyone's day like happy. You know, he's trying to get to those bus stops on time and everything. If
The world doesn't stop for you.
Exactly. If Ted is gonna sit there and wait for you to get a perk or whatever, you better be quick with that perk and come back, because Ted is waiting for you in that time span.
Facts.
All right. For number 20, he put Die Rise.
Same.
And he said, waiting for elevator is horrible.
I actually kind of like the aesthetic of the map,
Mm-hmm.
but I hate the map. It's so trash.
Yeah, so he said, waiting for elevator is horrible. Random perks and worrying about fall damage.
Oh yeah, I remember fall. Totally forgot about fall damage on that map.
Number 19 is Nuketown.
I put Shangri-La.
Okay, for Nuketown, he said, random perk spawn. It's a multiplayer map.
Mm-hmm. I put Shangri-La just because I actually like Shangri-La, but like, actually, you know what? At 19, I'm putting 5.
5?
5. 5's just, it's a fun map. It's like a fun map to just play. Me and Gabe used to play it a lot, but like, it's like, I like the Pentagon Thief.
Yeah.
Like, why is there a guy that legit steals your weapons?
Mm-hmm.
Like, who are you? Like, why did you do
But
it in the Pentagon?
Also with the monkeys trying to steal your perks.
I mean, at least like it's perks. Like if you,
Yeah, you can
But
go
like
there.
the monkey. Okay, the monkeys is also like Ascension. That's just the only annoying part about Ascension. Would have been perfect if there was no monkeys.
Alright, so for number 18, he put Nocturne Toten.
Number 18. I put. Actually, yeah, I do the same.
Knock?
Yeah,
Okay, he said barely anything to do.
basically,
Basically.
it's the first. It was the first map ever made, so
Yeah.
really, it's like not. You can't really trash on it for being unoriginal because it was really original at the time.
Number 17, he put Verrucht.
I put Nuketown.
And he said basically Nocturne Toten, but scary.
Nah, but I see where it's coming from.
So, alright. Number 16,
Mhm.
Shino Numa. No reason.
Shangri-La.
Why?
It's alright. I like the baby gun. The baby gun's fun. But, it's pretty complicated. It's pretty complicated map. There's some stuff that really don't need to be there.
Number 15, 5.
Verrucht.
He put Piss Poor Wonder Weapon.
I like Verrucht because it's scary. Verrucht is the only zombies map that can actually scare you. I'm not talking about the Black Ops 3 version. Play the World at War version or the Black Ops 1 version and you honestly shit yourself. Because it's really scary.
No, but he's a Piss Poor Wonder Weapon and the Pentagon Thief.
Oh yeah, Wonder Weapon sucks on 5 and then the Pentagon Thief.
What is
also
it? The
trash. Winter's Howl.
Howl. Okay.
Super trash.
Zetsubono Shima at number 14.
Shino Numa number 14.
He put how tedious it is to just set up in that, like he
Shino Numa's fun because it's basically like it started like training zombies, and also Wonder Waff is amazing.
Okay, number 13, he put Buried.
Zetsubo.
No reason for Buried.
Plant Simulator.
It literally is a plant simulator. Okay,
It's
like
a plant
open this
simulator.
plant, get this, go to this thing and like kill the spiders to get its DNA. Like really?
Yeah.
What is this? A freaking ecology lesson.
Honestly.
Alright. Number 12, he put Revelations.
Number 12 I put Buried.
And then he put ending to EE is unsatisfying,
Yeah,
and
true.
it is. Okay, I can't read what I wrote because the Sharpie on the other side. So
Yeah, but-
we're gonna move on to number 11, Kino de Troten.
Revelations.
Kino de Troten, he said overrated, overplayed, boring Thunder Gun. And
Thunder Gun isn't boring.
It's too easy.
I could see where he's coming from. So I put Revelations 11 because ending, that was the worst ending.
Oh, my bad.
Imaginable.
Not boring Thunder Gun. He said boring when you're in the stage with the Thunder Gun, it makes you invincible.
Basically. But
The ending to Revelations is just wow.
It was unsatisfying.
so basically, if y'all want to know, zombie storyline, there's always a cycle you need to break. So all these characters do everything humanly possible to break this cycle. And in Revelations, guess what happens? It restarts. So you're telling me we're in an infinite paradox and I've been doing this for no reason.
Yeah.
Thanks, Treyarch.
Okay. What are we, 10 now?
Number 10.
Shangri-La.
Kino.
Why?
I used to play with my cousin. I just loved it. Me and my cousin, we were so professional at that map. We were so good.
Number 9, Ascension.
Same.
No reason, though.
No, honestly, just Ascension is just fun to play. Like,
Because it has, honestly, just PhD. Like, if you're playing the Black Ops 2 version, okay.
Yeah,
if you're
but
playing the Black Ops 1 version, is so
No.
sick.
Ascension actually was way more fun with PhD Flower.
Facts.
Okay.
I have it on Black Ops 1. That's the only reason I bought it.
Number 8, Moon.
number 8, the Giant, aka Darius.
He said, annoying anti-gravity, the pads, and Spaceman.
Darius. Honestly, Darius is just a great map. Can't even judge.
All you really do, there's no Easter egg.
It started the whole wave.
Yeah. 7, Call of the Dead.
7, Moon.
Okay, he said that he hates George Romero. He's a dick. The Fog, when you freeze in water. So,
I think those are done actually pretty well on that map. So, yeah, Moon because, well, the Easter egg is so sick. It's so sick. It's so cool. You literally blow up Earth. You blow up Earth. Like, how cool does it get?
yeah. Number 6, Darius / the Giant.
Number 6, Call of the Dead. Best map layout of all time. Don't even at me. Best map layout of all time.
Number 5, Shadows of Evil.
Actually, same.
The only thing he said is that it was tedious, but that's all.
I think it was really different. It was innovative.
It was different. It was like, it kind of like took away completely from the zombies, like, just in general as a game. It was like its own different game. Like the theme, the music, the characters, the Easter egg, like it was all different.
Easter egg, the setup, what they were going to do later in the other DLCs. But, well,
No. Shadows isn't tedious. Shadows is innovative.
at least how my perception of what that map is.
Shadows is amazing.
I love it. Also, best soundtrack of zombies. Like, don't even at me. Best soundtrack.
Number 4, Guard Crovey.
Der Eisendrach.
He said difficult. The Valkyrie drones are annoying. And yeah.
Valkyrie drones are literally so weak. I don't know why it's calling them annoying. They literally.
I guess because of their movements. Because I remember when I first they spin around and they dodge sometimes, and like you have to like follow them with your gun.
They're
like,
literally
I
like
don't know.
a version of the dogs because they literally can't harm you, but they move.
Yeah.
They dodge. They're Eisendrach because it's amazing. I did the Easter egg before, completed it. The bows are amazing. The only reason it makes it stopping it from being higher is how much I play that map.
Number 3, Der Eisendrache.
Gorod.
No reason why.
Honestly, there's no reason to tell you why Gorod. Gorod is basically almost perfect.
Number 2, Origins.
Mob of the Dead.
The only thing that he can really say is the mud is annoying.
It's called Stamina, boy.
Gorod because Mob of the Dead because like bro, it's just perfect. I love it. It's literally a movie. Mob of the Dead's basically
Mob
a
of
movie.
the Dead is a movie, like holy.
It's basically
Number 1, Mob of the Dead.
Number 1, Origins. Best map. Best map. Best map. Best map ever.
Why?
It just is.
There's no explaining it. It just is.
It just is. It's factually the best map ever.
Okay. Well, now we're gonna move on. If you guys disagree or agree or have your own opinion and you want to share with us, we can talk about it next episode. So tell us. Now we're moving on to worst to best wonder weapon. Now you didn't make a list, but you can just say if you agree or disagree. Worst wonder weapon of all time, jet gun.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. But what even is the jet gun?
It looks so ugly too. It looks so ugly.
Nah, I just drank water because I'm about to go in.
Treyarch
Took crack before making this map. What even is this? The jet gun is whack.
See those bars right there? What in the actual world? Like, bro. Okay, so you're telling me a map that's 50% fog, 50% actual map takes about 20 rounds to get a jet gun because it's so tedious and dumb. And then once you finally get it, you'd think, okay, this is gonna be really good. It must be worth all this work. No! Guess what it is? It's so weak and it breaks. If you use it too much, it overheats and breaks, and you have to build it all over again. It breaks, and then you have to do. Oh my god! Like it's honestly, you can't even explain it to people that didn't play it. If you know, you know. Like if you know what it is, you know what it is. It's just, oh my goodness, what kind of? Who thought that? I genuinely wonder who sat in that like room and said, "This is a great idea for a map. This is gonna be so good." Fire him right now. Just get him off.
Is this one? Okay, I know it's from Black Ops 1. I think it's called... No. Is it? VR11. Call of the Dead?
I'm pretty sure.
I'll search it up, actually.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
But that's his second worst.
It is pretty weak, though.
Call of Duty Black Ops, and then debut in Zombies map, Call of the Dead.
Yeah, it is. It's very weak, actually.
But not as bad as Jetgun.
No, because it doesn't break.
Okay, next one, Winter's Howl.
Actually, I put Winter's Howl lower than VR11. But Winter's Howl is so garbage. I don't think it even kills zombies. It just freezes them.
That one's ugly too, though, in my opinion. Looks like a freaking... It looks like the front of it looks like a barrel of a gun, but the back of it looks like a wannabe like transportable like time traveling machine.
It looks like an ugly version of a revolver.
Revolver, true. All right, next one, KT4.
Oh, was that
KT4? Oh, is that too?
Oh my god, that's so...
That was so bad. It was honestly so bad.
Oh yes, I remember this one. This thing, remember this thing?
It was so bad.
It actually looks really cool though.
It looks cool, but it was so bad.
It's like the thing that shoots slimy
stuff and like sticks. Oh my god.
It's so bad.
Garbage. All right, next one, ray gun. Revive me! I got the ray gun. Please revive.
Pretty much.
Next one, ray gun Mark II. The face you make. Eyes wide open.
Ray gun Mark II is actually really good. Depends what else is on the list. I mean, I get it.
Well, after that is Scavenger.
Oh lord, what map is that on again?
Time to Google Scavenger.
Is that a moon?
Is
that a moon?
I'm Google. I'm not Google. I'm Googling. Call of the Dead.
Oh yeah, right. There was two on Call of the Dead. Well, yeah.
Looks like a sniper.
It basically is a sniper. I think it's pretty cool. Scavenger's pretty cool.
Would you put it above? Like, would you make it worse?
Nah, I'd make it above the Ray gun Mark II.
Mark II, okay.
Actually, not. No, because PhD. You have PhD.
The Wanderwaffel?
Wanderwaffel's amazing. I love it, but yeah, compared to other ones, it's like pretty weak.
Okay, ray gun Mark III.
That one's really good. I like making black holes.
Next one, Paralyzer.
That one's gotta be from Moon.
From what?
Is that one from Moon? Oh, from Buried. Oh yeah. This one has like infinite ammo. Well, it's just like it works on I think an overheating system. It's not that bad.
Blundergat.
It just slows them. Oh, Blundergat from
That's
Jesus.
the next one. And his...
Blundergat. Blundergat's from Mob of the Dead. Yeah, Blundergat's from Mob of the Dead. It's not unupgraded version. Yeah, from the Mob of the Dead. It's the unupgraded version. Yeah, it's pretty low, but when you upgrade it, it's literally insane.
Wave gun.
Oh lord. Oh no, that's Moon. That's Moon.
That is Moon.
Bro, the wave gun is so good. The wave gun is so good. It's like a 2-in-1. Honestly, it's literally 2 in 1. It's 2 end weapons in 1. You can merge it to make 1 or 2.
Next one is Fire Staff.
Fire staff, war staff, yikes. But nah, I think I'd put electric staff lower than fire staff.
Well, next one is Lightning Staff.
I'll put lightning staff under electric.
And then, okay, next one is Void Bow.
I like the void bow just because it looks cool.
It does.
But it's not gonna save you. You have to be pretty good to use it.
Right above that is Fire Bow.
Over the fire staff? What? Drake? Over the fire staff though? Nah, that's not it. Fire bow over the fire staff is never gonna be it. The fire staff can legit one hit a Panzer. The fire bow takes forever to kill a Panzer.
Next one is Liquefire.
Liquefire is so overpowered. It was they literally had to patch it. It was so broken. Like it could end the whole round in one shot. One man ended round 50. Like I don't even know what round, but I saw someone end a whole round in one shot.
Okay.
I'm sorry for the sounds.
Next one, Wind Staff.
Over the fire?
Again? This guy just hates the fire staff for some reason. He might just hate fire in general. Maybe burn
Wolf
himself.
Bow.
Okay, seems pretty legit.
Baby Gun.
Baby gun, best gun. Baby gun, best gun.
And then Thunder Gun.
It's so overpowered, honestly. But I'll put it a bit lower. I'd maybe put something higher.
Apothecon Servant.
The fist gun.
The Fist Gun from Shadows.
You literally take like a alien
and
you fist him.
Fist it with your giant hand.
You hear the sounds. It's so thick. And then you shoot black holes out of it. You basically shoot black holes and everything gets sucked in and just destroyed. It's pretty.
Second last one.
Pretty overpowered.
Ice Staff, and last one is Lightning Bow. This guy stopped with cheesecake in his mouth.
His number 1 is Lightning Bow?
Lightning Bow.
Give me what he's smoking. How is Lightning Bow number 1?
Give me what he's smoking.
In what universe?
Can we quote that, please? Give me what.
Whatever he's on, I want it. Because in what universe is Lightning Bow number 1?
I could see it, but
Lightning Bow is the worst of the 4 staffs. I'm not saying it's bad. I love the Lightning Bow. Or Lightning Bow. Oh, I think it's the Lightning Staff. Oh, yeah.
I understand it, and I was like, what?
Oh, that makes sense. That's how I got to like round 80 with the Lightning Bow. Like, that makes sense. That makes total sense now. I thought he said Lightning Staff.
Bro, I wish you had a camera just to capture your face when you heard that. You just stopped the fork in your mouth. You're like,
I thought he said Lightning Staff. I was actually gonna be like, yo, what? Give me what he's smoking. But like, still, some of his like choices are still like, give me what he's smoking.
congratulations, you just completed 2 zombies things. So now you can go on your huge spiel rant, and I will agree with you because we talked about this. Let's start talking about Call of Duty. The new release, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
I want to get it, but
Same.
it's called money, and it's kind of tough.
Alright. Backstory. Some of y'all don't know. Maybe some of y'all know. I loved Call of Duty when I was a kid.
Yep.
I played so much.
My first game ever was Black Ops 2.
Yeah. My first Call of Duty game I played was Modern Warfare 3. My cousin's house. The day he bought it. And then you ended up with him. I bet. And I was so trash. I was so trash.
By the way, we're talking about Modern Warfare. If anyone's confused. Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
The new one, right?
The new one.
Yes.
That's coming out.
Anyway. Ever since then, I started loving Call of Duty. I've been loving it since. I think the last time I actually liked a Call of Duty and was hyped for Call of Duty was Black Ops 3.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
And then Modern Warfare Remastered the next year because me and Gabe put so much hours into Modern Warfare Remastered.
Not gonna lie.
But I wasn't hyped into Modern Warfare Remastered because, like, you know, the game's been alive.
Not gonna lie. I don't like World War II. Not really.
It was... The game actually got good, like, 6 months after release.
I like how you can compared to other Call of Duties, where like your lobby is basically you, where you can change your character and all that. I like that you can like get out of that and actually play a game with a firing range, and you know you actually open supply drops physically by throwing like down a flare or whatever, and it comes down, shows you, other people can see what you got. I like that concept, but I remember we did that hack where you make your account in like Singapore or something next.
Oh yeah.
And like you get it for free.
Yeah.
I like the game mechanic. I like kill streak.
It was just so broken.
It was broken, and I couldn't catch myself like wanting to get on to play it like religiously like I did for Black Ops 3, for example.
It was so broken at release. And the issue is, even Ethos 6 months into the game said they finally fixed the game and it's actually playable, and I like it now.
Mm-hmm.
But it's 6 months into release. You lost all your players to goddamn Fortnite.
Yeah. Don't at me. Don't like listen at me.
Fortnite sucks.
I never got into Fortnite. That's not what I was gonna say, but I never got into Fortnite. I couldn't play it.
Sucks.
Tried it a couple times and I was like, yeah,
Bad
definitely
game.
not my thing. Black Ops 3 was a great game.
Yeah.
Campaign, I like Infinite
Sucks.
Warfare. I like
Campaign
Infinite
sucks.
Warfare campaign better. But multiplayer, I had like some of the best, funnest times on multiplayer, and Zombies 2, it's not comparable to World War II or Infinite Warfare or Black Ops 4.
Black Ops 4 is garbage.
Advanced Warfare and Ghost suck. Ghost is better than Advanced Warfare, but Ghost still sucked. I liked like you can slide. That's when they introduced sliding, right? Like, yeah, and then they dogs were annoying. You hear like, oh, you get your dog.
Fish AI. Remember Fish AI?
Fish AI.
Oh my
wow,
goodness.
they're introducing brand new Fish AI, and like that's why
The fish
everyone
swim
bought it.
away when you swim towards them.
That's why everyone bought it.
Whoa.
If they didn't announce that, then the game would be at -5 sales. Like, no one would buy it, and like, I don't know. But
anyway,
I feel like Black Ops 3, after that, Call of Duty went downhill until like they, released Modern Warfare Remastered with Infinite Warfare, came back up, but only for that reason.
yeah.
In my opinion.
Modern Warfare Remastered. I wasn't hyped for that game because I've already played the original Call of Duty 4, so like Remastered was just a remastered. So I spent my years playing that year playing Remastered. Didn't really get into World War II that much. Didn't really like Black Ops 4. And I haven't been hyped for Call of Duty for the past...
Since Black Ops 3.
Since Black Ops 3, basically.
I'm not, like, Eddie and I still joke around sometimes. When Black Ops 3 beta was out and I had it installed on my PS4, this is before Eddie even had a PS4. We were playing Black Ops 3 beta, and Eddie was like, yo, I want to try. So I give him the controller, and we're on Combine.
Stronghold.
Are you sure?
Was it like he moved? He moved, it was on Stronghold.
Stronghold?
Yeah.
Okay, it was on Stronghold. And some dude was standing still, and he's like, oh, I'm going to get this guy, I think he had the KN-44. Yeah, but it was named something else at the time, right? Goes down to his iron sights, aims in, and then as he's about to shoot the gun, the guy moves away. And Eddie just stops, looks at me, like, instantly goes, you moved. And that's just a meme now. Like, Black Ops 3 is some of the greatest times ever. We played COD 4 together. A couple times. Which was fun. I love the game. Like, I have a hat. It says MW in green, and the hat's black, and I still wear it. Campaign, beautiful.
Campaign gorgeous.
Campaign, like,
I'll give it up best mission.
I'll get it up. A lot of them were like really fun. Like,
I'll give it up. Is still
I
the
remember
best.
you kept repeating the mission to get the trophy, like on veteran.
Which one?
Freaking!
Actually, I did all of them on veteran.
I forgot. Oh my! The one with the plane.
Mile High Club.
Mile High Club. Gee, what the?
I finally got it. It took me like 2 days to get it. Oh, like a week.
Yeah.
It was so painful. Oh my goodness.
But
you literally have to be perfect. Everything has to be perfect.
yeah, I have to know where the spawns are. When to throw a flash.
Because you have a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Everything has to be spot on.
When to flash, when to go upstairs, when to like shoot this way.
I made it to the guy with like 0.9 seconds left.
It's like unreal. Like you have to know when to take cover. Like you run out and you just go. Dead.
Yeah, it's unreal.
But anyway, with that being said.
Hey
Siri. Or this time, don't listen. When was Black Ops 3 released?
Here's what I found.
April 9th? 2016?
No, it was November something. It was November 25th.
Yeah.
It was November 25th or something like that.
It was released November 6th, 2015.
November 6th.
So it's been 4 years since the hype has come back, like, majorly.
Okay.
For a brand new game, alright? We're not gonna really count Modern Warfare Remastered because that was a game that we already experienced.
Yeah.
So the hype for a new game.
Okay, so honestly, I this came about a week ago.
The video?
No.
Okay.
Or the how I found out, how I started getting hyped for the game. Honestly, well, it was a week ago maybe.
The video came out 3 weeks ago.
I only saw it a week ago.
Yeah.
But that was not the IGN video. I saw another video. I saw someone talking about Activision. I'm like, oh no, here's another person dissing Activision. So I clicked on the video to go check it out. And in the description he says, despite me being so hating towards Activision, they're finally in the spotlight for a good reason now. And I was like, what? So I was so interested into the video. It turns out that what he said in this video honestly shocked me so much. Alright. So apparently, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2020, we're calling it Modern Warfare 4.
Mm-hmm.
Because it is Modern Warfare 4. They're calling it Modern Warfare because the Modern Warfare 4 just doesn't roll off the tongue nice. So Modern Warfare 4. There's no one.
Yeah.
Apparently, they're making the campaign really realistic.
Mm-hmm.
And people are getting offended because it's so realistic. And that's just wild. So I went to go check in a little bit more. See, are people really getting offended over little things? Or
Speaking of offended, sorry, I know I'm interrupting you. I'll let you continue. Yesterday I found a video of a woman who got triggered saying that air conditioning is sexist.
I was gonna watch that video. Was it Optimus?
I think, yeah, it was.
Optimus, right?
How?
That was a YouTuber.
It's like
I literally clicked on the video.
Air conditioning is bad, it makes you sick, and it's sexist. So anyway, let's continue. I just wanted to put that out there.
I saw that video. I didn't watch it though. I should have watched it. Goddamn. That would have been wild if you watched it. We could have had a nice conversation about that.
Yeah.
I literally clicked on the video. I paused it. I went to do some music, and then I got lost in the music. And
I didn't even get to the part where she said it was sexist. But anyway, continue.
I really wanted to see what people are getting offended over. Cause, let's see. Okay, I can understand if there's something really offensive and people are getting offended over. I understand. I probably won't get offended to it because like it's a game. Mm-hmm. I'm not the type of person to get offended over a game. But
and like games most of the time are neutral.
What'd you say?
Games most of the time are like a game isn't necessarily ever directed specifically to one person to target. If they're targeting somewhere, it's a group. Yeah. But you have to understand, like, if they're okay, let's go back to the example of war, like we talked about last podcast. If they were doing World War II or let's say no, they made a brand new game, World War One, and it's basically attacking the Germans. All right. Obviously, like if you're German, you get offended. The only reason why it, quote unquote, looks like they're attacking you is because history is always written in the victor's point of view.
Yeah.
So the game's gonna be biased against Germany. So to say that a game is like offensive or something, it's not towards specifically to one person. It's not like your name's Sally Henderson and the game is called Screw You Sally Henderson. That's more understandable. Yeah. But if you're like freaking, I don't know, Ukrainian and goes Screw Ukrainians, okay, maybe they have a reason. I don't know why, but anyway, that's the example. Can we say what you're doing right now?
I'm sniffing Sharpies.
This guy's
It
sniffing
smells so
Sharpies.
nice. But like it's the thing, like if I had to play if there was a Call of Duty game set during the Bosnian War and I had to play as a Serbian killing Bosnians, I wouldn't buy it. Because my parents were legit through that war and I'm not, and like I wouldn't feel nice.
Yeah.
I wouldn't feel good killing my own country. Yeah. Even if it is a video game, it's just that it hits close to home, right?
Yeah.
But I won't stop you from playing the game because you want to play the game. And that's okay. And I don't care. Yeah. Like, that's perfectly fine. You can play the game. I might not play the game. I might not want to play the game because that hits close to home. You know? Like in Ghost Recon. Like, you can play as an American who kills Serbians. And I'm like, yo, this is fire. But, like, you're killing the Serbians. But if you're killing Bosnians, then I would be like, nah. But, like, you kill Serbians, I'm like, yo, this is amazing. But, like, if I was Serbians had to kill my own people in a video game, I wouldn't want to do that because... Like, what they did to us was really messed up, and they killed innocent people, and I don't want to just... Like, I'll be honest, I'll probably get, like, a little hurt by that. It would hurt me. But that's not... But
I can't blame it on anybody. They're making a game from these guys' point of view, and most of them are just Americans. You know, like it doesn't. I wouldn't buy the game if there was a game where you have to play as Serbians killing bosses. I wouldn't buy the game, but I will not stop you from having your fun. You're probably a guy that doesn't even know those two countries exist. You just want to play Call of Duty,
Yeah.
and I have no issue with that. Have your fun, bro. Do what you want. I'm not gonna stop you. I'm gonna mind my own business. If I get offended, I'll mind my own business. I'll let you play the game. And people are getting offended because apparently the game is too realistic. And
yeah, I was about to say, like, we're talking about people getting offended because, like, okay, maybe it hits somewhere, like, no, they're getting offended because
like,
it's too realistic.
Yeah, let's say if it was like, you know, like imagine like
Call of Duty kill the
Europeans.
Europeans.
Yeah, like imagine like a Russian person playing any Call of Duty game.
Yeah,
like, you know, you're basically American killing Russians, right?
Yeah,
it's not nice. Like you don't want to kill your own people, but like I can understand if sometimes you get offended by that, but that's perfectly fine. Like I said, I don't want to kill Bosnians in a video game, but this video game is set between. We can all agree, whoever you are, terrorists are pieces of trash. So if you're shooting terrorists, I really don't care.
Yeah.
If you're a terrorist, don't even talk to me. Like, terrorists are just a piece of trash. And this game is set in a fictional war too. Alright, it's a fiction. It's fiction. Alright? It's two asides that are not even real. But people get offended because it's too realistic. And what they said, the developers even said, we want this game to be dark and gritty and nasty and disgusting because that's how war actually is. And I love how they're actually doing something different. I was like, yo, they're doing something different. They're gonna make it realistic. I can't speak English. Because if you've ever played a Call of Duty game, you know that the campaign is just, yo, this is so cool. I'm about to kill a bunch of people. I'm a Super Saiyan soldier. The war is fun. Because
a lot of these games, and especially movies, are so like predictable. It's like, oh, like for example, if you didn't watch Endgame by now, well, I'm spoiling. Okay, you have so much time. It starts with Hawkeye, and this guy's laughing with like his family, and like he's happy with his like daughter and his wife staying having a picnic. So immediately, like, well, Hawkeye's not dying in the movie because there's no way he's gonna be happy, and then they're gonna kill him off. So things are predictable. So when you're playing a Call of Duty game, it's very rare that the character you're playing dies off. Right, like GTA is an example where you play as Franklin or Michael or Trevor, and they can die off, but you also have the option of saving them all, and you won't lose any of them. Mm-hmm. So games like Call of Duty, like you look at like any like campaign game, even if it was bad like Black Ops 3 or like good like Infinite Warfare, any of the Modern Warfares or anything like that, right? You look at a campaign and like you're in a mission, all gilded up, right, and you're crawling through the grass, and then you just hear. Like music in the background, like you hear music and it's like, I wonder if someone who is literally in a suit crawling through grass had AirPods going. It's like,
yeah, and it felt cool because, like, bro, if you're in that position in real life, you'd be so scared. You'd be so scared. You're basically crawling in a suit of grass
to kill a bunch of enemies.
You're crawling through, like, you know that part with the tanks.
When it drives past you?
Yeah. There's no way a normal human would be like, this is fire. Yeah. But, like, it's a video game, I understand. But, like, if you just keep on making the same video game every year, making it, like, oh... Because, like, I'll be honest, Call of Duty makes it look fun.
It does, yeah.
It makes
you look at trailers. Whenever you see trailers, you see
even
explosions,
like, just the campaigns.
You see the night vision.
Even the campaigns. Like, the campaigns, they makes war look fun. But it's not. So they were like, this time, you know what? We're gonna go up... We're gonna change it. We're gonna make it dark. We're gonna show how that war is really messed up, and we're gonna show the struggles that soldiers have to go through with moral grounds. Who do they kill? Who don't they kill? Who do they take prisoner? Who don't they take prisoner? With themes such as rape, because people get raped in wars, and it's sad, but it's true. I don't want to sound like Metallica here, but like people get raped.
And by the way, that's one of the realistic approaches that we know so far from like Call of Duty. Music is something that they're like. Now, I don't know 100%, but I know in that one mission where...
Apparently there's not going to be no music.
Right? Which already is like taking
it
realism
throws
aspect
you into
and putting...
it throws you into the
and
atmosphere.
especially if you have headphones, like, you know...
my friend... my bad. A YouTuber, he literally described the mission step by step. And honestly, it just sounds so... Like,
and if you've ever heard that, like, a YouTube video where, like, you have headphones on and you can hear, like, a knock on one side of your right headphone. And then, like, you hear a knock behind you on the left side. And you hear a knock... in front of you on your
Oh
left
yeah,
side, right?
it's gonna be like
Right?
that. Like,
So if you're in Call of Duty, right, and you're like, sneaking around the house, you're hiding behind like a kitchen table or something, and then you hear footsteps behind you to the right going to the left with no music, it's like, hello?
yeah,
Hello?
yeah.
You hear like a knock on the left side, and you're like, actually like, a gamer like me, for example, this is advantageous 0%, but maybe you can back. Let's say you're aiming, and like the person you want to kill is just barely off the screen, right? So you just like try to turn, but you also turn yourself in real life. Like you like move in real life with the character in the game as if you're gonna help him move.
Yeah.
Right? So like you have to be playing this campaign, and you hear a knock. You're like, I'd like look to my left.
I'd instantly turn to my left.
Yeah.
To see what's going on.
Like so, like taking the music aspect out of it, it's like
It's already
when
making
you
it
play
realistic.
campaigns or any game with music in the background, you could tell like any like noise or like that comes from your headphones, it's actually gameplay because of the music in the background. You're like, well, I'm still in the game.
Yeah.
Nothing stopped, right? So,
But like, here's the thing. Like I'm just gonna continue saying something before I continue. Continue saying what I was trying to say before I go any further. They want to make it realistic. They don't want to make it realistic in the fact of gameplay. They want to make it realistic in the story too. That this isn't just going to be fun in games, just like every other Call of Duty is. Because war is not fun in games. It never will be. It's disgusting. It's nasty. It's horrible. I'm actually super anti-war. I don't want nobody fighting. We even expressed that we were anti-war in our last podcast. We were so anti-war.
Yep.
Right?
And there's this kid in my class. Oh my!
Why?
I just can't. I don't know how to handle. So this guy has like, I don't know where he's from. He always talks about it, but I block it out. And then he's on my right, and on my left is this other kid who's like right beside the other kid's country. No, and the kid on my right is heavily religious. I wanted to talk to you about this off podcast, but we can talk about it on podcast too. I don't care. This kid is so religious.
Is he extremist?
I'm convinced. This guy has a cross around his neck, which is like fine, okay, whatever. That's not what makes him super duper religious, right? Apparently, like, I don't know the religion, so don't come at me, but like, apparently in his religion, Jesus is God. I said, isn't Jesus the son of God? And he goes, no, in my religion, Jesus is God. Because he said, like, God died for our sins.
There's just there's a bunch of different
ways of, like, looking at, like, religion, right? I'm like, he's like, God died for our sins. I'm like, wasn't it Jesus? And he's like, yeah, but Jesus is God. I'm like, I thought Jesus was the son of God. He's like, no, in my religion, Jesus is God. So anyway, whatever, if you know the religion, then you know what I'm talking about, right? But don't ask how or why, like, somehow we start talking about Michael Jackson. I think I was listening to him, and he saw my phone, and he paused my music, and I was like, who are you? Like, this is my music, right? And he goes, Michael Jackson, the pedophile. And I'm like, okay. Glasses off, everything, I need to calm down, let's give him the facts. And then this guy is so, like, stubborn. He looks away and starts talking to someone else. I'm like, you started the conversation. Okay? So anyway, to make a long story short, he comes back to me and goes, do you think Michael Jackson's in heaven or hell? And I'm like, I don't know if there's a heaven or hell. Okay, so I'm not commenting, right? He goes, oh, are you atheist? I'm like, I used to be Catholic, some kind of Catholic, like for a year, 2 years, whatever. I think I was 3, and then we stopped going to church and everything, right? So like now, like I'm an atheist. He's like, oh, you're an atheist? And I'm like, yes, yeah. And he goes,
oh, is he gonna give you join Jesus now or something?
No, he's like, Lord have mercy on your soul. And I'm like, thanks, I appreciate it, right? And he goes, there's a poster, because we sit at the back of the class, right? So the wall is right behind it. There's a poster on the wall that says like, God is an artist. God is, I can statistically prove God to you, right? He's like, read that line. And I said out loud, I can statistically prove God to you. I look at him and I go, okay, statistically prove God to me right now. And he goes, well, in the Bible it says this. And I'm like, nah, tell me how you can statistically prove that God is real. And then he walks away, and I'm like, I'm thinking, right? And I'm like, do you believe that the earth was, that's the one I asked you, do you believe the earth was created in 7 days? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, but that goes completely against science, geography, history, and math, like years-wise, right? And he's like, well, technically speaking, one day on Earth is 1,000 years in heaven. And I'm like, okay, even using your logic, it didn't take 7,000 years to make the Earth and everything on it right now. It's been factually proven that it's over 7,000 years, right? So now people start hearing us like talk about this, right? And after I ask him, right, and I'm like, you go to church every like Sunday, right? He goes, yeah. And I'm like, and God is everywhere, right? And he's like, yeah, it's called omnipresent. And which I knew that, I just didn't want to use fancy words so that people like, right? So I'm like, okay, yeah, so God is omnipresent. He goes, yeah. And I'm like, so then what's the point of going to church? Like, because they say that God is in church. But I thought God was omnipresent, right? So that's what I said. I'm like, why can't you just pray at home? And how is that any different from being at church or being at home? And he's like, everyone's like, oh, you know, oh, how are you going to answer that? He's like, calm down, okay, wait. In the Bible, it says that, like, you know, God, like, church is God's tabernacle or whatever. And I'm like, don't you ever think about this? I don't think you've ever been in a Catholic church.
No,
right?
I've been in the cathedrals before,
but like, I remember, like, the guys talking there, right? Like, with reading the Bible. Mm-hmm. Some people are like, that's a special man. That man is a special man. And I'm like, dude, he's literally a man in a robe.
Reading a book.
He doesn't talk like that. Thou shalt not hibbeth thy jibba. Like, you're living in the 21st century, right? Who still uses art formed, thou sainteth?
God damn it, I hate that. Well, I'll leave that for another
time. It's like, dude, you eat dinner like us, you eat breakfast like us, you sleep like us. How are you a special guy? Like, have you died? No. So I think it's safe to say you have no clue what you're talking about.
Thing is, I just hate people that go like, oh, if you're like, I hate people that look at atheists and say they're trash, like, or like that said, Lord have mercy on you. Like, it's his choice. You don't have to like his choice, and you don't have to care for his choice, and you don't have to basically tell him his choice is trash by saying the Lord have mercy on you. He's basically indirectly telling you you're wrong.
Yeah,
that's garbage.
Yeah,
like I don't care. Like, what's your religion? Here's my take on it. I'm a Muslim, born and raised Muslim. And I know some people even trying to tell me scientifically there's not this and this, but I say I was born and I was taught this thing, and I'm gonna stick by what I was taught since, you know, that's how I was born and raised, and I'm not gonna change now. So I still believe there's God. I still believe there's heaven and hell. I still believe there's a judgment day. I believe all of that. I believe all the most of this. Okay, stories. Yeah, I believe the stories about how everything was made and how my religion came to be. Some things I don't agree with, like the ideas. Some things I don't agree with. Mm-hmm.
See, but that's what everyone, like, you need to understand. I've known Eddie for, it's about to be 10 years almost.
Yeah.
I found out he was Muslim, I think 2 years ago. And when I found out, I think we've talked about him being Muslim max less than 5 times.
Oh yeah, like
the only times it's mentioned is when he like says, "Okay, I'm going away this weekend with my family because it's a like Eid something, right?" Yeah. That's the most. And he doesn't come to my house and he's like, "Yo, what's up? By the way,
in the Quran it says,
or like I got you this pamphlet. Look through it if you want."
Yeah,
and I'm like, "No." He's like, Allah. And if anything, this man not only like is chill about it, he'll sometimes have fun with it. Like he won't be offensive about it, he just have fun with it, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, great. Like, me finding out that my best friend's Muslim, it's like, I can't be your friend anymore because, you know, it's like, nah, so what?
Exactly.
So what? If you're not coming up in my face like we talked about last episode, right? What's the problem? Exactly. But this kid, I can never even talk. This, Lord have mercy on your soul.
Like, I hate people that do that, and it's like, here's my take on it. Like, I believe that I don't care what your religion is, what your everything is. If you're a good person, I believe you'll end up in heaven, and that's me believing there is a heaven. I know some people that don't. I was just born that way, and I was raised, and I'm gonna stick by what I was born and raised by. I still believe, you know, all that stuff. So like,
I'll do my religion. You can do yours, and there's no need to fight over it. There's no need to fight whose religion is this, whose religion is that, because half you people that are fighting over religions were born into a family that's already religious, so you were taught that way. You really had no choice, right? If you're born in a Christian family, you're gonna be raised a Christian. In a religious Christian family, you're gonna be born and raised a religious Christian. So you really had no choice to choose and learn and see what's good and what you agree and don't agree with. You were born into that family, so y'all fighting for no reason because y'all had no control over your choice.
And as an atheist, I can like sit here and say like I can promise on my life. As an atheist, not one person that I've met, even this kid that I talked about, had I said to him anything to offend him in the sense where like maybe I did offend him, but like indirectly. Like I didn't go out of my way to be like screw God or like like, and especially to be like never have I said heaven and hell is not real. What I said to him is I don't know if there's a heaven or a hell. If there is, then there is. If there isn't, then there isn't. When I never said yes and I never said no. I don't know if that makes me neutral. But, like, I wouldn't go out of my way to be like, you're wrong, this is wrong, this doesn't exist, you're dumb for believing this, this is clearly, like a moronic statement in this book that you believe in. Like, I don't do that. Because now, like, it's a waste of time, and I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Most of the time, I don't know what I'm talking about.
You guys need to find your own thing, like, don't find your own thing. Find your what you like. Find your religion. Find your inner peace. Find your everything, and don't hate on what other people are doing because it serves no purpose. Like I said, I never talked to Chris about my religion. Never seriously. Maybe joking. Like I pull up to his thing and say, "Yo Allah, Subhanallah, Wallahi, fam, Wallahi, Allah, Subhanallah, Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah," some stupid stuff like that. And like just
please don't get offended by that.
By the way. I don't get it. I really don't know. I'm Muslim. If anyone gets offended saying, why is this white kid saying Muslim stuff, I'm Muslim. Please don't get mad at me. And if you don't believe me that I'm Muslim, then that's not my fault. Yeah. Honestly.
It's not your problem either.
Anyway. So yeah, back to Modern Warfare.
Yeah, right? we just procrastinated.
Back to Modern Warfare.
So,
people getting offended because the game is too real. And not because the gameplay is just realistic. The storyline and how they portray the characters and how they portray war, because their plot in this thing is a war. How do they portray war is going to be unsettling and realistic. Just like an actual war is. It's not fun. Listen, I know my parents went through that. It's not fun at all. People getting killed, innocent people, genocides, rape. It's disgusting, honestly. And I would rather them portray it in a realistic way because then at least they're showing people like, hey, this is what it is like.
This is what we're dealing with.
This is what we're dealing with. And it really bothers me because it's not like it's like 3 years ago. You know Spec Ops: The Line, the game.
Yeah.
You know how like people praise it for being so accurate of how war actually is.
Oh, I remember. Yeah. I remember that game.
Yeah, everyone was praising about how this game really shows how war is because it showed a lot of mental health struggles as soldiers because 70% of them soldiers that get out of the wars either become
homeless.
Not homeless, but they become either PTSD or they just go crazy.
Yeah, they
some of them even go crazy. Like they just go mentally insane.
Yeah, they can hear the gunshots or they can hear explosions.
It's not even that. Sometimes they just go go crazy.
They don't know how to like live life anymore.
Yeah, they go full on crackhead mode. And it's like 3 years ago we were praising that game for being so realistic depiction of war, for showing how soldiers suffer mental health, for showing the dark sides of it. Because there's a mission where you have to get through enemy lines, and the only way to get through enemy you know how like chemical warfare is illegal, right?
Oh yeah.
I don't know if white phosphorus is illegal, but anyway, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe white phosphorus is illegal to use in warfare right now. I don't know if it's banned. Actually, you know what? Let's search that up before I continue. So white phosphorus isn't illegal, but it's regulated in how it's used, so it's on the borderline of being illegal. So, there's basically a mission where you have to get through enemy lines, right? And I think you have to get somewhere. And there's like, because I've never played the game, I've only known about this mission. And I know that you have to use, they're posted up on the ledge and they see a bunch of enemies, they're scoping them out, they're like, holy shit, there's so many of them, how do we get through? One dude finds white phosphorus right beside him. Yo, let's use white phosphorus and destroy everything. Okay, so use white phosphorus. they destroy everything. And white phosphorus is a pretty brutal weapon. It's incendiary like powder. So like it touches you and you just start burning, like a hole in your skin. It's disgusting. And in that mission, Spec Ops: The Line, you shoot at those enemies. You finally get through, but what you don't realize is those enemies were holding civilians hostage. So with all that white phosphorus you were shooting, you killed a bunch of civilians.
Yeah.
So those soldiers walk in, and they see those civilians that they killed, and they all just like drop down and they're like speechless. They're just there for like 2 minutes, just staring at the civilians that they all killed. That happens. That happens 100%. And people, it was controversial, yes, but people said this scene is really what happens in war. It's sad, it sucks, and we have to inform people like this stuff happens. Civilians get killed. It sucks. But like they're trying to show it through a video game. Rather show it through a video game than in real life.
And by the way, can I just mention this game is rated M?
Yeah, there's a rating system for a reason.
So, and not only is it rated M, no one's forcing you to go out of your way and buy that game and play it.
Facts. So everyone was praising. So that scene, of course, it was really dark and unsettling and just ugh. But it happens. You know how many civilians were killed in the Syrian war that's still going on to this day for over a decade? Like, you know how many civilians are killed? Half those airstrikes hit civilians because they drop it in neighborhoods where they think ISIS members are there. And who lives in neighborhoods? Civils. What's in neighborhoods? Houses. Houses get destroyed. People crumble and left in debris for days and die of starvation. It's disgusting. It's horrible. It's honestly, it's one of the worst things that you could do is just killing civilians in war. By accident, it's horrible. Because if you're coming there and you're dropping a bomb, and that bomb ends up killing 7 ISIS members but 70 civilians, it's disgusting. Like, it's horrible. And that stuff happens, and it sucks, and that's why I'm anti-war. So, everyone praised that game for being so realistic. Now, all of a sudden, 3 years later, someone's making a realistic game, and now we're trashing it. It's really scary about how in 3 years, or 4 or 5 years, whenever the game was released, I think it was like 2015 when Spec Ops was released, so 3-4 years, how we went to, this game is realistic, and it shows how war actually is, this is great, to, this game is realistic, this shows how war actually is, I'm offended. Yeah. Like, it's honestly concerning to see that. To see how much we've went down for these 4 years. And, God, oh my God, and then I saw that IGN video, how they played the game, and they were like, some bunch of 2 guys and 2 girls were like, I'm not sure I want to play 10-15 hours of what I was just shown.
Spec Ops: The Line?
Yeah.
2012.
So what? 7 years? 7 years. We went down in 7 years. That's I guess better, but it's still horrible. It's very horrible. And honestly, it's like the girls were like, the girls and the guys in that there was 2 guys, 2 girls. They were like, those 2 guys, there was actually 4 guys, 2 of them were okay, they were smart in the brain. The 2 other guys were retarded, and then the 2 girls were also retarded. They were like, if this game is if this game is what I saw in the demo, I'm not sure I want to play the rest of the game or these 10-15 hours of this game.
If they took away the tactical...
Yeah, if you could play this game non-lethally, it would be amazing. Like...
What is this, Farmville?
Bro.
What, like... And, okay.
What, like... Oh my goodness.
And
like,
they need to be more descriptive in the sense of why they're uncomfortable. Because, like, me, if a game can make me uncomfortable, that's why I'll buy it, most likely.
Honestly.
If I'm a video game player and I spawn in and 5 minutes into the game, Eddie greets me and is like, yo, you and I will become his team. And we fight through everything. And near the end of the game, it's either I shoot and kill Eddie to save 500,000 people, or I don't, and then 500,000 people die. And, like, I don't know, something, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, this is my best friend. Like, I've built a relationship with this guy. And, like, I don't want to shoot him, but, like, I have to shoot him. Like,
yeah.
That kind of uncomfortable. Like, yo, give me a reason why I should kind of hold back from shooting him.
They even said they're going to do stuff like that in the game. Like, make decisions. Like, do you shoot your friend to save the civilians, or do you let your friend live and those civilians die? It's like this moral gray area where they even said...
Which is why I loved how Red Dead Redemption 2, when it came out, yes, it was a long game, and if you didn't play it, it's understandable, but near the end of the game, a spoiler, Arthur Morgan, when he dies, just before he dies, your horse that you've bonded with since the beginning of the game gets shot, and you say goodbye to that horse, and you walk away, and you could see him just slowly just die in the background, right? When I saw that, I was on a Skype call, and the people I was with, they were like, shh, it's late, right? Because I'm over here going, no, go back. No, like, cause like he's like, I love you, boy. And, like, he's kissing him, and he's like, comforting the horse. And it's like, dude, this horse was with me for like the 2 days, like the game, the amount of time I've been playing this game, right? Make me uncomfortable like that. Like, make
yes,
me be
I want to be uncomfortable. Honestly, throw me in that game. I want to be uncomfortable because that's what that art form is for. Evoking an emotion, an emotional response. If everything's just gonna be so emotionless and dead, then why do I want to play it?
Play Candy Crush.
It's like music as well. Music's supposed to evoke an emotional response from it. You get goosebumps, or you just start screaming the lyrics, or you're crying, or you're so happy. It's supposed to show. It's supposed to evoke emotion out of you, there's like, so what I heard from the mission was that the first mission there was a terrorist attack on London, and you scope out where these terrorists are, and they're in a British townhouse. So it's like the house you're living in right now, like a townhouse right now.
This is not the townhouse.
Is this?
No.
No, not a townhouse? But there was a British townhouse. I don't know if they
My old house was a townhouse. Remember that house?
Oh, yeah, that's a townhouse. So, like, that type of townhouse, but, like, 4 levels, because it's a British townhouse. So, I don't know how they work. There's, like, 4 different levels. So, you walk into that townhouse. It's night, and you want to do this stealth. Very stealthily. And when they walk in, no music. So, there's no music again. You can't hear anything. The only hear is your footsteps, your team, and bullets.
Yeah. Like the debris on the ground and just stepping on.
So, you walk in, and this girl asks, you want to do this stealthily. So, the civilian asks, would you like some tea? Thinking it's probably the terrorist coming back to, thing. So, this was a civil. But since it's a accomplice to a terrorist thing, it's really a moral gray area. Do I shoot her? Do I capture her? But if she gets captured, she's gonna call. So what they ended up doing is they ended up just knocking her out.
You remember that?
Like they went up behind her and they grab her. What I heard is they grab her by the mouth and they punch her like so that she falls asleep. Right? Yes, it's a civil, but she helped terrorists. And if you're trying to do this quietly, like let's say they come into my house suspecting that I have terrorists in my house, and I'm trying to, let's say there actually are terrorists in my house, but I never knew of it. Let's say that girl never knew of it. Let's say that girl never knew there was terrorists on the 4th floor.
But not.
And if the army walks in and she starts making a bunch of noise, they're gonna shut her up one way or another. If they have to use force, they'll have to. I'm sorry, it's gonna they're not just gonna go like, oh, okay, continue making noise.
But there's like.
Yes, it's dark, but it happens.
How can you accept the fact that history is a thing and we studied it in school, but as soon as something replicating it with the actual same facts comes out, it's all of a sudden bad? It's like they're using the same information that we learned in school, depending on your country, but like as Canada's heavily involved in both wars. Mm-hmm. So we study this kind of thing, and it's not like, we learn one thing and we play a completely different other thing, and you're left to what do I believe, what's true, what's false, right? Like I said earlier, obviously, like, history's written in the eyes of the victor. There's no way that, Germany loses the war and then Germany gets the final say of, even though we lost the war, we benefited off this, and like, no, it's like, okay, Britain, France, Canada,
America,
US, like, those are the winners who are gonna, tell the story from the, the soldiers from 14. So
that was First World War.
Well, yeah, when you look at a game like this that's gonna come out,
sniffing more Sharpies, bro.
Man, sniffing some more Sharpies. When you see a game like this that's gonna come out, it's like, well, make me uncomfortable. Like, and you know what? You might be thinking the same way as us, and make me uncomfortable. I want to see this happen, and you're playing the game, and it's too much for you. Nothing is stopping you from turning off your console, taking out that disc, closing the application,
and returning the game.
And returning it, or giving it to someone else, or just not touching it, like keeping it but not touching it.
No problem.
Nothing. Maybe you're gonna be ready a week later to continue.
I honestly don't. If you get offended by this game and you don't play it, I'm not gonna force you to play it. That's your choice, and that's perfectly fine. If you don't want to play it, that's fine. But if you're asking, did you know that they actually pushing for the Infinity War to censor the game because apparently how offensive it is?
Yeah.
That's just crazy.
That's like, then what's the point of making the game?
Then what's the point of me throwing away 3 years of work because you're offended?
And like, I remember Black Ops 3, it was like, do you want to enable graphic content?
Yeah.
yes or no. So I don't like. There might be like I don't know, but there might be that in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4. There might be a graphic thing there, but like at the end of the day, you're an adult. You're legally supposed to be an adult to play this game. Obviously, there's kids playing.
I mean, we're basically not even allowed to play the game, but we do still play.
We're like under that teenage.
I still understand, you know.
Like, and like that fixation that like video games make kids or people violent.
Okay, that's just stupid.
I disagree.
But like
completely.
even if it's like just not even makes you violent, but they're just saying it's offensive, and I don't care if it's offensive. It won't stop you to put it down. It's realistic, and they have to show how realistic it is. So so like I said, they clear the first floor. They shut this lady up, even though if she was a civilian, she was making noise. They had to shut her up, which is already pretty dark. So they walk up, and there's just a bunch of things. And apparently, the one scene that was really uncomfortable for people was when you bust down a door, and I mean, it's already pretty bad moral area if you're just busting down a bunch of civilians' homes looking for a terrorist. That's already horrible. I don't want no FBI officer, SWAT team, military busting down my door in the middle of the night just to make sure I don't have no terrorists in my thing. Like, I don't want that. That's already pretty dark, making everything uncomfortable. And apparently, the scene that triggered most people was when you hit the fourth floor and you bust down a door and you see someone with the back pointed towards you. So everyone points their guns towards her, and she turns around and it's a girl crying, and it's a lady with a baby. Right? So y'all are pointing guns at a civilian, but y'all didn't know, right? So the girl runs off, and y'all basically scared the life out of her, which, yes, it's bad, but that happens. And also, like, in the game, the enemy soldiers don't wear uniforms in that mission. So you have to choose who you're shooting. You don't know if you're shooting civils or not. You have to, if you look, you have to see if this was just a bad guy or is this a civil. That's already making me uncomfortable. I have to choose. And if it makes you too uncomfortable, then put the disc down. Put the disc down and mind your own business. I'm gonna still play the game. I'm gonna love the game, and no one's stopping to put the disc down. And what is really amazing is that Infinity Ward even said they're not gonna censor the game.
Oh.
They even said they said it twice now. We're not gonna censor the game. There was rumors that they would, but they went on those rumors. They smashed the rumors. They were like,
but you can't be part of the bandwagon and be like, okay, if you play the game to its entirety, then you have the right to have an opinion whether you agree with the game or disagree with the game for its entirety. If you played the first 3 missions of the game, then that's as far as your opinion can go. You can't tell me that you disagree with the 4th mission because you see how it's going based off of the first 3 missions. You don't know. The first mission can be you going to that townhouse, and the second mission can be you going back home and, gearing up. And that could be the second mission.
Yeah.
Right? So, like, you don't know how it could switch, right? So especially if you didn't play the game, and you just hear these things that it's going to be violent, it's going to be this and that. You can't just assume automatically. And, like, these people on IGN who are sharing their opinions, at the end of the day, it's their opinions. And you don't know. They might even find air conditioning, sexist, right?
Yeah, it's just dumb. Like, if you're getting offended by the game, don't push for censoring. And I'm so happy, and it's really rare in this day and age where everybody gets offended by everything, and you have to make the smallest adjustments just to cater to people who are offended, that they say, no, we're not going to change this game. And it honestly just makes me really happy, because you shouldn't have to be forced to change what you're doing because someone's offended by it. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, also being offended is also subjective. You can choose that one thing should be offensive and the other thing isn't offensive. Offensive, yeah. And there was a scene that Infinity Ward took out the game. They said we took it out the game not because it was we thought that people were offended, but we took it out the game because we felt like it didn't fit the storyline. Mm-hmm. But anyway, it was a really dark scene where this girl named Farah, I'm gonna pronounce it Farah. Farah gets it was her backstory, right? So she witnessed her whole family slaughtered in front of her, and it shows that scene, right? Then the Russian guy comes and says, we don't kill the little ones. Apparently the boss likes the little ones. Like, yeah, that's dark.
Yeah.
That's pretty messed up. But let's be honest here. Men, women, everybody, the amount of rape that goes on in wars is disgusting. And yes, that is a pretty dark scene, and if you get offended by it, I would understand. But they took it out the game, but not because they even said we took this out the game. They tweeted we took this out the game because we felt like it was not part of this. We didn't need to be in part of the story. It didn't progress the story enough, or like it was just pointless to have.
Yeah, it was just like an extra thing that was unnecessary.
So we just took it out, and it doesn't really benefit the story. And I understand it. If you take it out, they said it was their choice to take it out, and they didn't get pushed by the people to take it out. And it's like that scene is very dark. Like that's just dark. Like by boss like stuff. The ones that's disgusting, but. That stuff happens in real life, and we have to understand that stuff happens in real life. And if you want to make a realistic game, you're probably gonna have to implement that in as well, because it's messed up how thing happens in real life. Like real life, that's offensive. A real life event, that is what offends me. When I see real life stuff happening like that in wars, people getting raped, and I see that on the news, or like 13 children got raped in a Syrian war, that's offensive. Because that's real life.
Not the game replicating it.
Not the game replicating. The game is just trying to tell you, hey, It's honestly an art form as well. We're making a war game, but we're gonna show you how war is really like. We're gonna show you they even had veterans help them on this game, so they were like, oh, we're gonna show you that this is what really happens, and this is the sad truth. And you need to know the sad truth. Like you need to know one way or another. You need to learn that this stuff happens. It's just I just find it that I'm actually so piqued in interest just because of all this controversy of people getting offended by this, because like if people are offended, you already know they probably nailed it. Like if journalists, quote unquote journalists, because they're not journalists, get offended, you already know the game's about to be fire. So I'm actually really hyped for this game. I'm really hyped to see how dark this game gets and how unsettling
we'll
it
see
gets.
soon. We'll see
I
how
want it to be unsettling. I want it to be in my face. I want it to be disgusting. I want it to be grimy, dark. Like I have to make, and they even said they're gonna challenge your morals in this game.
No one's getting triggered at movies who
honestly
like show
people's heads getting
chopped off, or like any like no. So like what? How is it any different? It's that fixation that games make kids violent. Games do this. There was like games are an addiction. Like games don't make kids violent. Now, okay, because we're running out of time, I'm just gonna say a quick story. So everyone's on like a debate with whether games make kids violent or just an adult violent. I remember seeing this story. This kid was playing GTA 4 in freaking somewhere in America,
and he shot his grandmother.
And it's like everyone's like, "Oh my god, Grand Theft Auto 4 is such a violent game. It made that kid shoot his poor grandmother. Oh my god!" And it's like, why was the gun easily accessible to that 12-year-old?
Why was the kid playing the game if you know your kid is gonna shoot somebody? Like you have to know your kid too. That's bad parenting.
My mom and dad, the first rated M game I've ever touched was
Watch Dogs.
Ghosts. Call of Duty Ghosts. And then the first sandbox rated M game was Watch Dogs. And why I got Watch Dogs is because I really wanted GTA 5. Not like Watch Dogs was the closest I can get to. My parents were like, "Nah, no GTA 5." Within a year later, I was on GTA 5. Why? Because my parents watched me playing Watch Dogs, and like not only was like I was like my reaction time was improving, like stuff like that. My vocabulary was improving. Like I like listened to like some of the dialogue, and I'd be like, I don't understand the sentence. What does the sentence mean, right? So I search up the word that I didn't understand in the sentence. Oh, he said abhor. That means hate, strongly hate, right? I abhor when you do this. I'm like, okay, now I have a new word in my vocabulary. So like,
and they watch you play the game.
And they don't see me running out.
Murderer.
They don't see me running out with a knife. You know, running like with my hand moving back.
You have to know your kid. You have to know your kid.
Right?
If you know your kid is gonna be easily influenced by that, don't let him play. If you know your kid is mature enough to play that game, let him play. You have to be a good parent. That's down to parenting.
And it comes down to this:
the gun being so accessible and the kid being playing that game, knowing that he's so influenced by that. That's parenting. All parenting.
If playing NBA 2K16, 17, 18, 19, whatever, NBA 2K, if that doesn't make me someone like Michael Jordan, Kyle Lowry, Kawhi Leonard, if that doesn't make me an awesome basketball player, and if you know playing racing games doesn't make me this pro NASCAR like formula like it doesn't make me one of those like awesome race car drivers, why is me playing as a bank robber automatically going to make me a bank robber? But anyway, we're running out of time, so I think
I'm still excited for Modern Warfare 4. I really want this game to be good. I really want this game to be, you know, dark. I want it to push my moral grounds, and that's what they said they're going to do, and I'm all for it. I'm honestly all on board. And right after this podcast, I'm going to show you the video of that guy describing the mission. So yeah,
thank you everyone for listening to episode 3.
SoundCloud in the description, all that good stuff. You already know.
Alright, see you guys later.